Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Bix. Happy holidays. I'm very excited and also very nervous because I've been talking about Metal Gear a lot, and it's one of my favorite series of all time. I think it's probably one of the most important series of games ever, with no hyperbole. And I'm probably gonna fuck this first one up quite a bit because I would hesitate to call Metal Gear an easy game, and I would hesitate to call it a hard game. It is what it is, but there are definitely spikes here and there. But guess what?
Got a guide?
I do not have a guide, but I played through it rather recently. What I was gonna say was this is my Christmas present to you, Bix, because Metal Gear has a lot of cutscenes, like a lot of cutscenes, and we don't have to talk over quite as much as we do when we play something like Control or Alan Wake. So, yo, without further ado, let's fucking get started playing one of my favorite series ever, because if we don't rip off the Band-Aid right now, I'm never gonna do it.
Better get started.
Yo, 1998. Take yourself back in time to a point where we are no longer in the world of good-looking video games. We are no longer in the world of a 16:9 aspect ratio. We are back exploring a world in which we have to put ourselves in the minds not of Americans, but of what Japanese men in 1998 might think a Hollywood action movie in America looks like. That's all I want to do to preface this, okay?
All right.
Also, here's a fun thing for the main menu. If you move around a little bit with the sticks and everything, you can change the background color of the whole palette here. The X and the circle button are kind of reversed because that's just kind of the way that Metal Gear works, is that the confirm and the back out button are opposite what you would normally think, especially if you're doing what I'm doing right now and playing with a 360 controller. Oh yeah.
And this should be interesting for those of you watching at home, because my knowledge of Metal Gear is passing at best.
I have, let's say, too much knowledge about Metal Gear, but also I'm gonna fuck things up because I don't remember everything about the series. Here's a fun bit of trivia. Almost none of the names in this are actually names of people. Like, you've got David Hayter, and I think you've got Doug Stone, and pretty much everybody else is like an Adam Smithy type thing because of the way that contracting works. Unions and SAG certifications and all that shit.
As was the style in good old 1998.
James Flinders, not a real person.
There it is. There's that sound.
Get used to it, because we're going to be hearing it a lot.
That is the sound.
This is Snake. Colonel, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. What's the situation, Snake?
Looks like the elevator in the back is the only way up.
Just as I expected. You'll have to take the elevator to the surface, but make sure nobody sees you. If you need to, contact me by codec. The frequency is 140.85. When you want to use the codec, push the select button. When we need to contact you, the codec will
Fucking
beep.
love it.
When you hear that noise, press the select button. The codec's receiver directly stimulates the small bones of your ear. No one but you will be able to hear it.
Got it. Okay, I'm ready to go.
All right. Couple of things. This is a game which, ooh, look at that. We got little bugs.
I sees him.
There is a ration down here. We got to pick that up. Because playing the way that I play MGS1, we're going to need it. And, hey, much like Resident Evil, you have free movement in these sections when it's just top down, but very often the camera will switch into like predisposed locations, and at that point you kind of go into a tank control almost.
Snake, you have to crawl to get through there. First, crouch down by pressing the crawl button.
Thankfully, we've got Roy to tell us about how to do this so that I don't have to explain it.
Careful though. Crawling is slow and you can't attack when you're doing it either.
You can stand up by pressing the crawl button again.
Hey, way more important than not being able to attack when you go into a crawl.
Snake, you have to...
Not only you're not able to do that, but as soon as you start crawling, Soliton radar goes away, which is way more important. But yeah, you zoom up against cover, and it goes into these camera angles, which, hey, the PS1 did not have any analog control, so it's kind of the way that you had to work with it. Also, the Soliton radar, I talk about it a lot. It is so broken. Just the ability to be able to see like that completely trivializes, like,
Snake,
so much.
Elevator there you can take up to the ground.
Yep.
You'll just have to wait for the elevator to come down. You better hide somewhere.
All right, Roy. So yeah, got another ration. Currently, we are full up 2 on 2. And, just have to not get caught while we wait for this thing to come back down. The fucking fact that this PS1 game has first-person anything at all is ridiculous.
It's wild.
There is a lot of stuff like that in this game, of just, like, considering the technology of the time, it's kind of ridiculous.
They did what?
Like, you can see the fucking smoke off of Snake as he breathes because it's cold as shit.
Fucking Shadow Moses, man.
Shadow Moses is very cold. Also, you'll notice...
Uh-oh.
Yeah. And I don't know if you can hear it, but we've got some pretty intense vibration there as well. So that was something I wanted to show you, is that there's some puddles on the ground. You run over those puddles. Not only does it track your footsteps, but they can also hear it.
A stealth game ought to have good stealth mechanics.
A stealth game ought to have good stealth mechanics. Also, it should have, like, so many stealth mechanics as to be maybe a little ridiculous.
If you're gonna go, you need to go hard.
It's true. Well, now we've got 3 of them to deal with. And James Flinders is not one of them.
Do you have no silent takedown available to you?
You do, but it's actually a little bit more difficult than you might think.
Yeah?
So, if you run up behind a guy and grab him, if you run up behind a guy and you hit the button while you're actually still running, it doesn't do it. You kind of have to be, like, at a dead stop for it to work properly. Like, you can run up next to him and then hit the button while you're stopped, and that'll activate, like, the choke out. But if you run up to him and hit the button while you're actually moving, which, keep in mind, this is entirely digital, not analog, it just activates like a CQC and like a throw. Which is not what you want.
Yeah, look at those PS1 graphics.
I love it so much. It looks so bad, but it looks so good. I love the way this game looks.
It almost looks like the official art in a way.
It really does.
Like the shadow on the brow and everything.
I'm going to try and point out some of the moments in which the controller decides to vibrate. It did as soon as the title card came up as well. It was very important that you get across the idea that Snake has cheekbones for days.
Very important.
We don't have much to work with in the texture department. We can't give him eyes, but we can give him cheekbones.
It's the next best thing. And, like, look at how ambitious this is for the time.
I know. You're gonna be... I know.
It's Snake.
It's
I'm in front of the
fucking
disposal
nuts.
facility.
Excellent, Snake. Age hasn't slowed you down one bit.
How's that sneaking suit working out?
I'm nice and dry, but it's a little hard to move.
Bear with it. It's designed to prevent hypothermia. This is Alaska, you know.
Take it easy. I'm grateful. If it weren't for your
We're gonna be
suit,
doing
your
our
shot,
best
I would've
to
turned into a
not
monster
talk
out
over
there.
cutscenes.
An anti-freeze
Codex,
peptide,
a
Snake.
little bit of a
All
different
of the G-Nome
situation,
soldiers in this
only
exercise
because there are
use
so
I
many
see.
of them.
I'm relieved to hear that. Already tested, huh? By the way, how's the diversionary operation going?
2 F-16s just took off from Galena and are headed your way. The terrorist radar should have already picked them up.
It is very important that nobody knows that Snake is here.
Behind D. What's a Russian gunship doing here?
I have no idea, but it looks like our little diversion
Controller's
got
going
their
fucking
attention.
nuts.
Now's your best chance to slip in unnoticed.
Still going.
Still going.
I would put it up against the microphone, except I'm a little worried as to what that might sound like.
I might... Now, I'm usually in favor of horrible, potentially destructive things you can do. I might advise against that.
It's maybe not the best idea.
Wow, you must be crazy to fly a hind in this kind of weather.
Who's that?
Oh, sorry. I haven't introduced you to yet. This is Mei Ling. She was assigned to us as our visual and data processing specialist. She designed your codec, as well as your Soliton radar system.
Oh, so she's a genius.
If you have any questions about
Yep.
either of them.
Nice to meet you, Snake. It's an honor to speak to a living legend like yourself. What's wrong?
Nothing. I just didn't expect a world-class designer of military technology to be so...
Yep.
You're just
That's
flattering
Solid
me.
Snake.
No, I'm serious.
That's Solid Snake.
Well, I know I won't be bored for the next 18 hours.
Again,
Come on. I can't believe I'm
the
being hit on by the famous
the
Solid
Japanese
Snake.
idea of what did a
I'm
Schwarzenegger or
surprised.
Sly
You're
Stallone
very
movie
frank
look
for a
like
trained killer.
in
Looks
1998.
like we both have a lot to learn about each other.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to learning about the man behind the legend. But first, let me explain about your Soliton radar system.
Please do. I will need this.
The bright dot in the middle is you, Snake. The red dots are your enemies, and the blue cone shape represents their field of vision.
Be careful, Snake. The genome soldiers have highly developed senses of hearing and vision due to their gene therapy. Make sure you don't let them see you.
Super soldiers.
First,
Got
I
it.
want you to infiltrate the disposal site and look for the DARPA chief.
The DARPA chief was injected with the same GPS transmitting nanomachines as you.
He should appear on your radar as a green dot.
Get whatever information you can from him about the terrorists. If he's alive, that is.
Already nanomachines.
Already
Snake, your radar isn't
nanomachines.
affected by the weather, but if you're discovered by an enemy, you won't be able
Nanomachines,
to use
super
it.
soldiers,
Yes,
and
it
technology
keeps
that does
Japanese
not
people afraid.
exist.
Yes, it's all made from currently existing technology.
As
You won't
opposed
be
to
able
all of that
use it in an
technology
area
that
with
doesn't
strong
exist.
harmonic resonance, so be careful.
We'll be monitoring your movements by radar, so contact us by codec anytime you want.
Got it. I'll call if I'm feeling lonely.
Seriously, Snake, we're here to back you up, so call if you need some information or advice.
I'm also in charge of your mission data. Contact me if you want me to record your current status. My frequency is 98.96. It's a dedicated frequency for saving. Don't forget it.
It needs to be fed.
Remember, except for your binoculars, you're naked. You need to arm yourself with whatever weapons you can find.
I remember. First, I'm strip searched by Dr. Naomi here, and then all my weapons are taken away. Imagine yourself put in that position.
Well, if you make it back in one piece, maybe I'll let you do a strip search on me.
I'll hold you to that, Doctor. By the way,
Jesus
sorry to
Christ.
disappoint you, but I
Yeah,
did manage to
no,
smuggle
straight
out my
up.
smokes.
How did you
It's
do
been like
that?
5 minutes and he's already hit on people
Thanks to
twice.
the shot you gave me that suppressed my stomach acids.
In my stomach.
How are those going to help you?
You never know.
It was very
I do
important
know.
to me that I got my cigarettes.
That's one of the things about this game that I
If you
do
wanna
know.
Get in. There's the front door.
I am not in control of this,
Fastest
by the way.
But there's too much risk of being spotted by the enemy.
I can't just knock on the door and ask them to let
You
me
can
in.
tell because the camera work looks
There's
nice.
one sentry on the left
Mhm.
and one on the right. They're armed with 5.56ers and
Pineapples.
We'll never get it, but what would a remake of this
What
game
about
be
the
like?
air duct near the
Honestly,
door?
there's been a lot of talk about it. And
There should also be a duct
So,
on the
two
second
things.
floor.
this game was remade for the Nintendo GameCube. It was
Yeah.
remade as Metal Gear Solid: The Twin
Can't see it
Snakes.
from here.
And it was largely faithful. Lots of the same camera angles and everything. The only thing
I'll
they
let you
did
decide the
was
best COA.
update
Counting
the
on you,
engine
Snake.
and also like give you the full advantage of like systems that don't exist until MGS2, which is quite a lot. But there's been talk about Blue Point maybe making one, and they're the guys that did Demon Souls remake, which
Ooh.
it could be very interesting. It would be very difficult as well, and the reason for that is MGS. All of the Metal Gear Solid games are made very much for the console that they're on. I guess with the exception of 5 and Revengeance. So here's the deal.
It's true.
I'm gonna let you choose this one. We've got
All right.
a path to the left and a path to the right. Which one would you like?
The path to the left looks harder. I say do that one.
Okay, path to the left it is. And since we won't be doing that, yeah, you can totally do your footprints, and they will absolutely see your footprints and be like, "What the fuck? Whose footprints are these?" We got to go through the thing up here.
The courtyard.
Cool, yeah.
The helipad.
The helipad.
And watch out for that searchlight.
What searchlight?
I told you to watch out for the searchlight.
You didn't. I warned you about searchlights, bro. Ah, shit. Hey, guess what? You're right. Totally was harder. Why you gotta do this to me? So, again, MGS1 is not a...
Didn't take long.
It's not a very hard game, but it is a punishing game.
There is not a lot of room to fuck up.
No, you see that? That's the timing.
You're not gonna get that box in the middle of the helipad.
Not right now. Not until we get a certain item. This room is a little fucked up because the Soliton radar kind of lies. If you like inch across the side of this box, the camera actually won't see you. Unless you do it like that and approach from the side like an idiot like I did. And I guess, hey, why not go ahead and use that stun grenade? There we go. Now we can go all the way to the left. First, grab a gun.
There's your SOCOM.
Big, blocky gun. And here's the deal, right? So, one of the things that this game does really, really well is just its straight-up cinematography using...
Yeah, I was about to say the camera angles are really good.
It is a very cinematic game, especially for the time, in a way that absolutely still holds up. And it would be... It's one of the reasons why I think remaking this game would be difficult, because it is so, like, deliberate.
Meticulous.
And, yeah, super well considered. Hey, what's up?
base must have some kind of ventilation system to recirculate the air. There should be air ducts around there somewhere. They must need a lot of power to run the base. There's probably a diesel generator somewhere. And since generating electricity requires oxygen, there must be exhaust openings for that too. You're not gonna believe this, but they shot down the F-16s we were using
Holy
as a
shit.
diversion with a
That was
high
fast.
D. Then we
With
got
a
Bix coming up
helicopter.
With a
Try
helicopter.
something like that again. He'll launch the nuke. Snake, hurry up and get in there. That hind will be coming back soon.
Okay. Liquid is not fucking around. Let's maybe toss one of these. No, don't worry. I'm fine. You don't worry about me, okay?
Yeah!
Tactical espionage action. So hey, because we decided to go this way, we are going to run into an extra codec that you don't get if you go the other way.
Good for me, I made the right decision.
That's right, and we only had to die once to get
Once.
it. Once. It felt like twice, but it was only the once.
You fucked up twice, but you only died once.
That's right. And I'm gonna fuck up a whole lot more. I hope you guys are ready.
Should pop that ration.
Yep. Works exactly the way you think it would. You can get a quick little look inside the room if you...
I've lived in Alaska longer than you, so call me if you have any questions about the flora or fauna out here. My frequency is 141.80. Those
We'll keep
mice
that
are
in mind.
Alaskan field mice. Don't worry, they can't hurt you. Wild field mice don't have a thick layer of fat, but they can still survive the bitter winters here without hibernating. They dig tunnels under the snow. That's where they stay warm.
Survival specialists, huh? I should learn from them.
But
Can
there's
learn a
dark
lot of
side
things
too.
from mice.
Sometimes the males will kill and eat offspring that's not their own.
To ensure the survival of their own genes, right?
Yeah, pretty brilliant program, huh? If there are mice, that means there must be an exit somewhere. Follow the mice.
Fucking
Look at that game design.
Dude, Cam Clark is so... He is by far the hammiest person in this entire game, and that's really saying something. Here's another thing. Oxygen meter. It only shows up like maybe 3 or 4 times in this whole game, but when it shows up, it's important.
When it shows up, it doesn't stay for long.
We won't be seeing... We won't be seeing it for a while.
Those are Alaskan field mice. You should learn all you can about them.
Master Miller is
Alaskan
great.
bullworms.
Also, Alaskan bullworms. This reminds me very much of that one particular segment under Windfall Island in Wind Waker. You have to follow the rats on the inside.
It's been too long.
Okay. Just run around holding a grenade.
Use the elevator to change floors.
No
There
shit.
should be a cargo elevator that you can take down somewhere around there. Try to find it.
All right. Anything else for me?
Good. You've got yourself a weapon. To use it, first hold down the R2 button to enter weapon mode.
I love
Then
this.
select
I
the
love
weapon
this.
You want with the directional button. After you've selected the weapon you want, let go of the R2 button to
Use
exit
the
weapon
circle
mode.
button.
The weapon you selected should appear in your hand. To use the weapon, follow the directions displayed in the window. If you
Hey,
use
thank you
the
for
R1
following,
button,
Jim.
you can equip your
Welcome
weapon
to
more
Metal Gear
quickly.
Solid.
While you're barehanded, press the R1 button to equip the last weapon you used. Press the
Now,
R1
we already
button
saw
while you're
this
holding
because
the
of how
weapon
much I
to be
fucked up.
barehanded again.
But I'm happy that Roy is talking about it, so I don't remember... I don't have to remember how to specifically talk about it.
Different story. If you have any questions about weapons or equipment, you should ask our military analyst, Nastasha. Her frequency is 141.52.
And hey, we should actually do that right now, because, you can absolutely, totally miss her. 14152. Natasha is an entirely optional codec that you just might not even get if you don't get the codecs that tell you to specifically talk to her.
Oh.
This is Nastasha Romanenko.
Nastasha,
Pleasure
excuse
to
me.
work with you, Solid Snake.
You're the nuclear specialist that the Colonel mentioned?
That's me. You can ask me anything about nukes that you want. I am also a military analyst, so I have an extensive knowledge of weapon systems as well. They asked me to participate in this operation as a supervisor from the Nuclear Emergency Search Team. I was happy to accept. We must not allow terrorists to get their hands on nuclear weapons of any kind. I hope I can help you to stop them.
So you're seeing it nice and early.
Those terrorists
Kojima
are
does
serious
not
about
like
launching a
nukes.
nuclear weapon? The world
Yeah.
cannot stand by idly
He
and allow that to
really
happen,
does not
and
like
neither
nukes.
can I. Unfortunately, all I can do from here is provide you with information.
Hopefully that'll be enough. Another soldier here wouldn't make a difference anyway. It's good to work with you, Nastasha.
Same here, Snake.
All right. You know what actually might be a good idea? Call
What?
Mei Ling.
Yeah, maybe.
What is it, Snake?
So yeah, obviously because PS1, no autosave exists. I have some stuff here already. Go ahead and just make a new one. There is a point. Oh, wait.
The graveyards are full of indispensable men. Snake, you're all alone and surrounded by bad guys. Try to be careful and avoid getting into a fight whenever you can.
You're right. Wow, you know all sorts of great quotes, don't you?
Well, both my parents are from Guangdong, China, but I was born and raised in America. I've always liked reading literature from both sides. Kinda keeps me in touch. I'll share some more quotes with you if you like.
I'm looking forward
Yes,
to it.
please give me the
To tell you
proverbs.
the truth, I'd like to learn more about you.
Well, I'll think about it.
You're playing your hand too early here, Snake.
A little bit.
They don't like that too much. You have to be calm and nice and doucement, and otherwise
And meticulous.
and just not go in all the way immediately. It's not a good way to be. And yeah, you have to press the button on the elevator if you want to go. Which will totally fuck us up at what... I can think of one room specifically that I die to more than any individual boss that I can think of. Specifically because of getting caught by the elevator button.
Look at the radar. It's picking up the DARPA chief. He's the green dot. Hurry and rescue him.
Sounds like a lot of plot.
And if you do this, you can peek over walls.
The DARPA chief is a green dot or a green scramble.
Yeah, that's right, a dot. He's a big green dot. I mean, does that not look like a dot to you?
No.
Snake, do you know how to climb
If you wanna
ladders?
Up or down a ladder, just press the action button by the ladder.
Thanks, Colonel. I wouldn't have been able to figure that out otherwise. I love the fact that people specifically refer to the buttons on the controller. That makes me really happy.
You really like that kind of thing, I know you do.
It's one of my favorite things in these types of games.
Oh, kinda damn cold. I hate Alaska.
Alaska
Boy,
hates
boy,
you.
That woman is built all right.
What a train of thought, huh?
He is not single-minded, but he's not much more than two-dimensionally minded either. Get some good bullets. So
Yeah, not those bad bullets.
So yeah, if you you can actually run into the SOCOM like way later in the game if you don't pick it up in that truck. Generally speaking, there are 1 to 2 ways to pick up any weapon, and a lot of the time, if you miss it the first time and the game does not go out of its way to tell you where it is, you won't get it for a couple hours. it's entirely possible to get to a section where you need like a thermal detector, and you just fucking won't find it.
Not.
Snake, the DARPA chief's signal is coming from somewhere in that area. Isn't there some place to drop down? Take a look around in first-person view mode.
I know, Roy, I've been doing it. I've been doing this, Roy. Boy, if you think that this is, like, intrusive, MGS2 is is like this to the nth degree. Get ready for one of the best characters in the game.
Who's that?
You recognize that voice?
Of course I do.
What's up, Grim?
I'm here to save you. You're the DARPA chief, Donald Anderson, right?
You here to save me, huh? What's your outfit?
I'm the pawn they sent here to save your worthless butt.
Really? It's true. You don't look like one of them. In that case, hurry up and get me out of here.
Slow down. Don't worry. First, I want some information about the terrorists.
The terrorists?
Do they really have the ability to launch a nuke?
What are you talking about?
The terrorists are threatening the White House. They say if they don't accede to their demands, they'll launch a nuclear weapon.
Sweet Jesus.
Is it possible?
It's possible. They could launch a nuke.
How do they plan to launch? I thought this place was just for keeping the dismantled warheads. They shouldn't have access to a missile.
What I'm about to tell you is classified information. Okay? We were conducting exercises with a new type of experimental weapon.
Oh,
That
yes.
changed the world.
A weapon?
A weapon with the ability to launch a nuclear attack from any place on the face of the
What's it called?
earth. A nuclear
What's it called?
walking battle tank.
You okay, Grim?
Gear.
Yeah!
Yeah!
You knew?
You knew.
Gear is one of the most
Secret Black Projects. Oh, fuck.
Did you know that?
I love this game so much.
We've had a couple of run-ins in the past. So that's the reason you were here at this disposal site?
There it is, Metal Gear Rex.
Yeah, that big fucking stupid model that doesn't stay on its
I heard
own.
The Metal Gear project was scrapped.
On the contrary, it's grown into a huge joint project between ArmsTech and ourselves. We were going to use this exercise.
It's so weird hearing him as not Grim.
I know.
He's just a dude.
He's just a dude, and yet.
If it hadn't been for the revolution.
Revolution?
Rex has fallen into the hands of terrorists.
Rex.
Metal Gear Rex. The code name for the new Metal Gear prototype. They're probably already finished arming the warhead they plan to use with Rex. These guys are pros. They're all experienced in handling and equipping weapons.
Hey! Shut up in there, will ya?
I'm busy thinking about how much I hate Alaska.
But I thought that all nuclear warheads were equipped with safety measures. Some kind of detonation code that you have to input.
Oh, you mean PAL? Yes, of course, there is a PAL. It's set up so that you need to input 2 different passwords in order to launch the device.
There are 2 passwords?
Yes, Baker knows one, and I know one.
Baker? The president of ArmsTech.
That's right. Each of us needs to input our password, or there can be no launch. But they found out my password.
You talked?
Psycho Mantis can read people's minds.
Excuse me?
Resist.
Psycho Mantis?
One of the members of Foxhound. He has psychic powers.
Excuse me?
This is bad.
It's just a matter of time before they get Baker's too.
If they find out Baker's password...
Yes, they'll be able to launch a nuke anytime. But there is a way to stop the launch.
What?
The card keys.
Card keys?
They were designed by ArmsTech, the system developers, as an emergency override. Even without the passwords, you can just insert the card keys and engage the safety lock.
And if I do that?
Yes. You can stop the launch.
That card key.
So where are the keys?
Baker should have them. Listen, you need 3 card keys. There are 3 different slots to put them in. You need to insert a card into each one of them.
Okay, 3 card keys. Do you know where they might be keeping Baker?
Somewhere in the 2nd floor basement.
2nd floor basement?
I heard the guards say they moved him to an area that has a lot of electronic jamming.
Any other clues?
Yes, they cemented over the entrances, but didn't have enough time to paint them. Why don't you look for the areas where the walls are a different color? Here, take this. It's my ID card. It'll open any level 1 security door. It's called a PAN card. It works together with your body's own electrical field.
Personal area network, huh?
It transmits data using the salts in your body as the transmission medium. As you approach the door's security
Sounds like bullshit.
They'll read the data stored in the card.
It's bullshit, but I believe it.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm gonna get you out of here.
Wait a minute.
What is it?
You haven't heard any other way to disarm the PAL, have you? From your bosses or anyone?
No.
Are you sure you haven't heard anything?
I just said no.
So does the White House plan to give in to the terrorists' demands?
That's their problem. It has nothing to do with my orders.
But what about the Pentagon?
Pentagon? What is it?
Hey, what happened?
Also, controller's going nuts.
I believe it. I would be more surprised if it wasn't.
But it's not even like a bzzz, it's just a thump, thump, thump.
Dead.
Bad news, Chief.
Naomi, the chief. What happened?
I don't know. It looked like a heart attack, but...
A heart attack? No.
Colonel, are you hiding something from me?
Absolutely not. Snake, you've got to understand. This op is security level red. You need the highest security clearance to get access to the complete file.
You want me to believe that you're in charge of this op, but you don't have complete access to the file?
I told you, the Secretary of Defense is in operational control. I'm just here as your support.
This goes, like,
Snake,
way above Roy's head.
get out of there and find President Baker.
So hey, remember those nanomachines?
I do remember the nanomachines. Check out the Soliton radar in the corner while I grab this thing.
It's going nuts. Oh, it's a ration that you were full up on, I think.
Am I all good? I'm all good. Somebody got knocked the fuck out.
Somebody got knocked the fuck out. And listen to that dead silence. No soundtrack.
Speaking of dead shit, this toilet is covered with moving maggots.
I see him.
Oh, what a horrible place to be.
What a horrible toilet.
Don't move.
What a horrible night to have a toilet.
I'm glad that you also thought that.
So you killed the chief, you bastard.
Actually, it's way dumber than you think.
It's nanomachines, though.
No, you're not. Don't move.
Is this the first time you ever pointed a gun at a person? Your hands are shaking. Can you shoot me, rookie?
Careful. I'm no rookie.
Liar. That nervous glance. That scared look in your eyes. They're rookies' eyes if I ever saw them. You've never shot a person, am I right?
You talk too much.
You haven't even taken the safety off, rookie.
You could put that on the back of the box.
You're not one of them, are you?
Open that door. You've got a card, don't you?
Why?
So we can get the hell out of here.
Looks like we'll be a little delayed. What are you doing? Don't
Oh boy.
Shoot!
It's time for forced combat. So they take 3 shots each. I'm gonna try and get out of their way. But he doesn't want me to. So we're gonna try it again.
What's that dude doing?
That dude's just dead. Or, well, not dead, but for all intents and purposes, he might as well be dead. Whoop! Combat in this game is a little wacky and a little rough. Let's go ahead and grab that ration while we can, before it disappears. Damn, Meryl. Took that grenade like a champ.
Yeah.
Grab me some of these bullets. And we did it.
Seriously, though, what's with that guy who is, like, mosaic censored even though it's PS1 graphics?
What are you talking about? Video games have never looked better than this.
Who are you?
Oh, man. Kojima, why'd you have to do that?
What if I told you that that was important? That it actually comes into play.
Sorry, sir.
His mental shielding was very strong.
Fucking Kojima.
Now we'll never get that detonation code. Boss, I have a good idea.
Also, we were talking about it before. I love how immediately accepting Snake is of like, oh yeah, of course, psychic powers. This is bad. He doesn't even ask, like, psychic powers? He's just like, oh yeah, of course.
Are you ready to plug the controller into the second port?
I heard you liked my boss fight. The last 30 years haven't been so kind to it.
Naomi, I just had some kind of hallucination. Is it from the nanomachines?
No, Snake. The nanomachines are functioning properly.
The nanomachines are fine. They work perfectly. Don't question the nanomachines.
Psycho Mantis, Foxhound Psychic. Think of it as a mental feedback loop.
So that was.
That sounds really bad.
It sounds really bad. It also is really bad. So let's go ahead and ooh, more food. Although we're good on food. We don't need more.
Yeah, you're
food.
full up.
Oh, you know what? Here, since I'm rolling around at the speed of sound, check this out. You can do one of these.
Yeah, I was just about to ask if you could do that.
You can. You can make it go really
glad.
fast. MGS1 is a great game. You have to also have your card equipped in order to open the doors properly, which will, yeah. There's Johnny.
What the fuck?
And here's the
that's the guy whose ass she kicked.
Here's the other thing about Johnny. Multiple camera angles for Johnny.
Yeah.
Because of course. So this is something about Metal Gear, especially the first, I want to say 3 games. I don't know if 4 was like this, but 1 and 2 definitely are. I believe it was like a mandate that every single person working at Koji Pro at the time, or at the time it was KCCE, I think, or something like that. The team had to essentially put in their own Easter egg. So the game is fucking full of Easter eggs. Like, you can't go like 5 seconds without tripping over one of them. To the point that we are, you can see me having trouble with the door here. We are going to have, we're going to have some problems trying to not miss any, because we're going to miss them all over the place. Okay. So at the moment, this room is safe, but here's the thing that I was talking about before, right? He was telling us...
Walls a different color.
Walls are a different color. And the fact that this is, like, a thing at all in a PS1 game is ridiculous.
It's wild.
And trapdoors. We were talking about trapdoors before, too. Ooh. This is probably going to be your favorite room in the game.
Oh, yeah?
This is the armory, and it sure is fucking filled with shit.
It is just full of high explosives.
And we will be coming back here multiple times. We're good on SOCOM. Can't go in there. Not that one either. Also, the sound effects in this game are really, really good.
They are really, really good. There's your C4.
There's our C4.
Now, is this one of those games where it's like, okay, you have the C4, do you also need to find the detonator?
No. You have
that
the
is surprising.
However, you do need to plant it.
I mean, of course.
What do we got in here? Ooh, more good stuff. We got a stun grenade and a chaff grenade. Okay. There is no reason to currently not explore this room fully, because it will later not be as safe as it is right now. Good stuff. Fucking
more C4.
More trapdoors. The fact that there are trapdoors in this room is... The fact that there are trapdoors at all is ridiculous. It is a callback to the MSX Metal Gear games. A lot of this game is, in fact, in certain things that they do with the gameplay, that a lot of it will go over my head because I'm not as familiar with those games. And you kind of don't need to be. There are a couple of things that are important, but for the most part, you can kind of ignore it. Here's something that I think you'll appreciate.
Yeah.
This game...
Jamming.
Jamming with whole wheat. This game is very, very interestingly paced in a good and bad way, depending on where you are in it. And the reason that I bring that up is because the latter half of this game is pretty much just a boss rush. It did the thing, huh?
It did the thing.
That's all right.
Are we here? Are we back?
We are here, but we accidentally lost a cutscene, so I'm gonna go back and load that save. Sure is a good fucking thing I popped that save, huh?
Good thing.
It's a good thing I exist. Plant this one here. And you know what? Because we did that, and we had to reset, we get our extra C4 back.
That's right.
Now, what is in there? Oh, good, it's a camera. A surveillance camera. We got a ration over there. And we got something else in there, too. We'll pick that stuff up after the boss fight.
Am I too late? He's alive. You're the Arms Tech president, Kenneth Baker, right? Don't worry. I'm here to save you.
No, don't touch it.
C4.
Yeah.
Yeah. This game's fame, like, precedes it.
And the C4 will blow up along with the old man. So you're the one that the boss keeps talking about.
And you?
Special Operations Foxhound. Revolver Ocelot.
Saturday
you
morning
fucking
cartoon
loved
villain
it.
extraordinaire.
He's so good.
Now we'll see if the man can live up to the legend. This is the greatest handgun ever made. The Colt Single Action Army. 6 bullets, more than enough to kill anything that moves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This game is just full of lines.
Revolver. Draw.
Okay. Time for a boss fight. Let's grab our SOCOM. And... oh my gosh. So while he was talking, I wasn't able to bring up my item menu, which is weird, but now we can. He will ricochet bullets all over the place. If you kind of stop in one place for too long, or if you, like, hide behind something, he will absolutely hit you from regardless of where you are in the room.
I love to reload.
And once you get to his 6 bullets, he has to start reloading, and that's your opening.
I like it. Let's go.
And if you're very, very good and very lucky sometimes, you can get him in a situation where you can catch him off guard and also shoot him for an extra couple of damage. Like that.
He loves to reload during a battle.
Nothing like the feeling of slamming a long silver bullet into a well-greased chamber.
He is such a Saturday cartoon villain. And the fact that you get the encounter music on top of all this is just icing on the cake. Unfortunately, Baker just does not stop making noise, which is a little...
He just makes the one noise. It's the only one that he has.
It's the only one that he knows.
I love the smell of corn.
And you saw me do it there. If you don't want to wait for the whole reload, you can just unequip and re-equip.
The smell of your own death.
Come on. Ow. He's a really good shot, as it turns out. This is like a proper gun battle. Like a nice little duel here.
And now what happens now that you're out of bullets?
If you run out of bullets, there are a couple of areas where you can grab some more. This is one of them. There we go. There is also an area in the top left of the map here. It'll spawn right where I'm standing right now. As long as you go out of camera, it'll pop and reload there. Speaking of reloads. And we won't tempt fate by doing it, but you can absolutely blow up the C4 there in the middle and completely fuck up Baker and have to, like, redo the mission, and Ocelot calls you an idiot if you do. Also, I'm sure that I probably don't have to explain the mechanics of a ration because you'll see me use it later on. But if you run out of health while the ration is equipped, it automatically heals you and saves you from dying. You can also just pop into your menu and load it normally. One more, come on. Let me shoot you. Let me shoot you, old man. You strange Russian cowboy. Yeah, there we go.
You're pretty good. Just what I'd expect from the man with the same code as the boss. It's been a long time since I had such a good fight. But I'm just getting warmed up.
I'm afraid to put this controller down because it's gonna start rumbling. Oh shit!
Stealth camouflage. Can't you even die right? You were lucky. We'll meet again. Who are you? I like you. I have no name. That exoskeleton.
Proto Raiden.
There he is.
Who the hell?
Do you recognize that voice?
I don't, actually.
That's also Grim.
Oh, yeah!
Not one of them.
Fucking forgot.
The chief told me he gave them his detonation code.
He's
What
so
about
good in
yours?
this game.
Oh, I get it. Jim sent you. You're from the Pentagon.
Answer my question. What about your code? There's no time.
I talked.
What? Now the terrorists have both codes and can launch any time.
It's not like I didn't fight. I managed to resist Psycho Mantis's mind probe.
He couldn't read
They
you.
let you keep your cane?
How'd you do it?
Surgical implants in my brain.
Surgical implants?
Kind of like a psychic insulation. Everyone who knows these top secret codes has it.
Even the DARPA chief?
Of course.
But the DARPA chief said Mantis got his code by reading his mind.
Are you sure you heard him right?
Yeah, I'm sure. In that case, how did they get your code?
I never had any training on how to resist torture.
It looks like he had some fun with you, all right.
Oh, he's not human. I tell you, he loved every second of it.
What happened to your arm?
He broke it.
Looks like you're more than even now. His was sliced off.
Ha, you're a funny man. So the DARPA chief, is he okay?
Dead.
What? Can't be. You know, that's not what you promised, Jim. Now you want to shut me up?
Calm down. What's wrong with you? I just told you I was here to save you. I didn't kill the DARPA chief. He had a heart attack or something.
A heart attack? Oh, don't be a fool.
Anyway, the terrorists have both codes now.
Those boys are totally insane. They wouldn't hesitate to launch.
I agree, but what do they really want?
Oh, who knows? Maybe they're like us in the arms industry, always looking forward to the next good war.
Well, I'm not gonna let these maniacs start a war today. You still have the card keys?
Card keys?
To override the detonation code. I heard you had them.
No, not anymore.
What? Who does then? Not the terrorists.
No, that woman.
Woman? Who?
A soldier that was thrown in prison along with me.
A female soldier. It must be.
She said she had just joined up as a new recruit. They threw her in prison because she refused to take part in the rebellion.
A new recruit? Could that be the Colonel's niece?
I gave her the key. Looks like she managed to break out of here, though. I hope she's okay.
I'm sure she is. She's green, but as tough as they come. But how did you know she escaped?
I was in contact with her by codec. Until I was tied up here, that is.
Codec?
Yes, she stole it from the guard. If she still has it, you should be able to contact her.
I'm sure she still has it. What frequency was she at?
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you, it's... Oh, sorry. I forgot. Oh, that's right. It should be on the back of the CD case. Try to contact her.
I'll contact her right away. But tell me, if this doesn't work, is there some other way to prevent the missile launch?
No.
You need to find Hal Emmerich, one of my employees.
Who's that?
The team leader of the Metal Gear Rex project. A genius at engineering, but a little bit of an oddball. If there's anyone who can figure out how to stop Metal Gear from launching, it's him.
What if he can't come up with anything?
You'll have to destroy it. Emmerich knows how to destroy Metal Gear.
Where is this Emmerich?
Well, he's probably being held somewhere in the nuclear warhead storage building. It's north from here. That's where he worked.
I understand, but why Metal Gear? The nuclear age ended with the turn of the millennium.
Oh, you're wrong. The threat of nuclear war isn't gone. In fact, it's greater than it's ever been.
Get ready.
The amount of spent nuclear fuel and
FMV
plutonium is increasing even.
Yeah!
Listen, have you ever seen a warehouse full of nuclear material?
No.
Drums and drums of nuclear waste stacked this high, as far as you can see. Because there's still no real way to dispose of the stuff.
So they just close the lid and try to pretend like it'll go away?
Essentially, yes. And they're not even doing a
So
good
nuclear
job
waste is
storing
bad.
it. Many of the drums are corroded with nuclear
Fuck,
waste
dude.
seeping out of
The
them.
ambition on MGS1 is
Several
ridiculous.
pounds of muff are reported every year.
Muff?
It stands for material unaccounted for. It proves
The fact that they've got, like, all of this shit in here
market of
along
nuclear
with the cutscenes that they already have is still nuts to me.
Russian nuclear engineers in particular are out of work with no way to turn.
We can't do it in engine, so what else can we do?
In other words, there's plenty of available nuclear material and scientists for making a bomb. We live in an age when any small country can have a nuclear weapons program.
What about the other superpowers?
Russia and China still maintain a significant nuclear presence. Complete nuclear disarmament is an impossibility. To maintain our own policy of deterrence, we need a weapon of overwhelming power.
Like what?
You mean Metal Gear?
Oh, of
Yes.
course.
You know our
Of
industry
course.
suffered quite a blow as a result of the cuts in military budgets due to this so-called peace.
I remember hearing a lot about mergers and takeovers among the big weapons makers.
Yes, and after my company lost their bid to produce the Air Force's next line of fighter jet, the Metal Gear system was our last ace in the hole. That's why we pushed to have Metal Gear developed as a black project.
Black Project?
Secret projects paid for by the Pentagon's black budget. You can avoid a lot of red tape and get a great lead time on your weapons production. And no one can bother you. Not even those bleeding heart liberals on the Military Oversight Committee.
Bribes.
I prefer to
Brains.
business. Anyway, Metal Gear was going to be formally adopted after the results of this exercise were analyzed.
I don't give a crap about you and your company.
Yes, that's about what I'd expect from a grunt like you. Here, this is what you came for, right?
What's that?
An optical disc. It's all here. The main hard drive was destroyed by gunfire. This is the only remaining copy of the data.
What kind of data?
All the data collected from this exercise. Don't play dumb. I know you were sent to get this. I hid it from that sadistic maniac while he was torturing me. They don't know this disc exists. Make sure you report this to Jim. To your boss. I'll give you my card too. It'll open up all security level 2 doors.
Ooh.
Can you walk?
No. No, you go on without me. They got my password. They don't want anything else from me.
I have one more question. Who or what was that ninja thing? It looked like you knew something.
That ninja? That was Foxhound's dark little secret.
Dark little secret?
An experimental genome soldier.
Only better than all those other ones.
You should ask Dr. Naomi Hunter from Foxhound. She knows better than I.
Naomi?
You've got to stop them. If it goes public, my company and I are finished.
What? Doesn't Metal Gear use currently existing technology?
Metal Gear itself does, but... What did you do to me? Oh, no. Oh, no, it can't be. Those Pentagon bastards. So, they actually went in, did it.
What are you talking about?
They're just using you for...
What the hell?
Guys? Guys.
Colonel, are you listening? Now he's dead too.
I have no idea.
I fucked up, guys.
It looked like another heart attack, but...
Some kind of poison?
Well, there are lots of drugs that can cause a heart attack in large doses. For example, potassium chloride or dioxides, but we won't be able to tell without doing an autopsy.
Damn.
Snake, I want you and Meryl to work together.
Can I trust her?
More than you can trust me.
Why would you say that?
Snake, there's a lot of electrical interference coming from there. It should be okay.
Why would you say that at all?
Like us, but normal transmission is probably impossible. Try moving away from that area.
Snake, get a hold of yourself.
Naomi, what the hell was that ninja thing? A member of Foxhound?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes, we have no one like that in our unit.
Is that right?
Snake, I'm counting on you.
Little smoke break, get our health back.
That's right.
Man, dead. If that had been me, with that cane, dead. So hey, all of the C4 is gone, which is good.
It's usually good when C4 is gone.
None of
usually.
So, okay. One of the main inspirations for Metal Gear and like Snake as a character directly was
Escape from New York.
Escape from New York and just the Escape From series in general. And like they really go in hard on like the military and the government is using you, Snake. You as an operative don't matter. You might as well die by the end of this. And that's one of the hardest examples that I can think of in the game. This room is a little tricky since we can't actually use our radar. There we go. Unless you get caught on the doors. What an introduction also for Revolver Ocelot. Just a fantastic character and an even better boss fight. No, let me put that backwards actually. What a fantastic boss fight and an even better character. Because the fun thing is, like, your options are limited, given that you've got the digital movement and not the analog. And, like, mechanically, it's pretty simple, but you're on such even footing that it definitely feels like a gunslinger battle.
Yeah.
Also, here's something. Use your cigarettes. You can see the, You can see the
laser tripwires.
However, smoking does damage your health over time, so get that shit out of my face. Smoking's bad
There's
for
your
you.
FAMAS.
Big FAMAS. Which we will not use for quite a while. But you know, while we do have the FAMAS, we might as well talk about something, which is, usually in games like these, I like to go out of my way to try and not kill as many, like, guards or as many entities as possible. Like, if it is in any way a possibility, I like to do a no-kill, like, pacifist run.
Non-lethal.
MGS1, not that kind of game. MGS1 specifically, you are not really given the option to not kill people a lot of the time. I can think of a couple of scenarios in which you, like when we were kind of forced into combat with Meryl.
Right.
And several bosses, like, can't be dealt with in non-lethal ways. And most of the Metal Gear games are actually that way. I can only think of... I think it might be MGS4 is the only one that you can't. Like, or that you can do, like, a completely non-lethal run. And while we have a second to breathe here, we have to call Mei Ling on our codec and prove that we're not pirates. Which should be 0. No. Didn't mean to press that button. It should be 15.
are you?
I was really impressed with the way you busted yourself out of there.
The one from the prison?
You're the Colonel's niece, Meryl, right?
No, it's not him. Just exactly who are you?
I'm the fool that your uncle sent all alone into the middle of this whole mess.
You came by yourself? You think you're some kind of one-man army?
I don't need lectures. You're just like your uncle, you know?
How do you know my uncle?
We go way back.
What's your name?
My name's not important.
Oh, no shit. You must be that soldier.
Snake? Are you Solid Snake?
Only Solid Snake would say something like that.
The legendary Solid Snake? You? Sorry about before. I wasn't sure if you were one of the good guys.
But I knew you were.
How?
It's your eyes.
Shut
My
up!
Eyes.
They're not soldiers' eyes.
And they're rookies' eyes, right?
No, they're beautiful, compassionate eyes.
Shut up!
Oh, just what I'd expect from the legendary Solid Snake. You trying to sweep me off my feet?
Don't worry, you'll land back on them once you meet me. The reality is no match for the legend, I'm afraid.
Oh, I don't believe that.
He's
Why
been
did
here
you
for
look so
like an
surprised when
hour.
You saw my face.
Because you look just like him.
You mean the terrorist leader, Liquid Snake?
Yeah, you know him? You're not brothers, are you?
I have no family.
So what's the deal then?
Who knows? Why don't you ask him? But first I want some information. You were involved in this exercise from the beginning. What exactly happened here?
I'm sorry. I was captured along with President Baker right after the terrorist attack.
That's okay. But what is this place? I don't think it's just a nuclear weapons disposal facility.
Boy, oh boy, it's just like them. Nobody told you anything, did they? Okay, you see, this place isn't really for disposing nuclear weapons. This base is owned and operated by a dummy corporation of arms tech.
This is a civilian base?
Right, for the development of Metal Gear.
Colonel.
Foxhound and the Next Generation Special Forces were called here for the test launching of a dummy nuclear warhead.
Why Foxhound?
Because they're a special ops group used to handling top-secret missions. They figured they could help keep it all hush-hush.
But we must have fired nuclear warheads before. Why just this time?
I heard it was because this was to be a final test before the formal adoption of the Metal Gear program. Well, that's what I heard anyway.
Sounds kind of fishy. So what do you think the terrorists want?
Sorry. I'm not sure. I was captured with President Baker right after the revolt started.
Oh yeah, that's when he gave you the detonation code override keys, right?
That's right.
Amazing you were able to keep them hidden from the guards.
Well, women have more hiding places than men. Anyway,
Kojima, fuck off!
He's dead.
Stop!
What?
It's all over his games.
DARPA chief.
The chief died from a heart attack too?
Yeah. Was either of them sick or anything?
No.
MGS1 is the least of them, though.
Well, I don't believe in coincidences.
Oh, that doesn't bode well.
No. I think the most sour note on MGS4 is that MGS4 is probably the worst out of all of them in that regard.
Dr. Emmerich?
Yes. Is he still alive?
Probably. He should be in the research lab in the second floor basement of the nuclear warhead storage building to the north.
Second floor basement.
So, like, for as much as people went and ragged on Quiet for, you know, being
everything.
quiet, like, the fact that
Better do something before he finishes.
I feel like a lot of people didn't play or forgot or, like, tried to ignore parts of MGS4 because MGS4 treats its characters way more objectionally, and there are at least 4 of them that are basically just quiet.
There's a cargo door on the first floor
Who have less to do with the plot.
What's the security level of the door there?
5. But it's okay. I've got a level 5 card.
Give me the card.
I've got to go save the doctor.
I need that card.
I'm going with you.
No way. You're still too green. I want you to hide somewhere.
I'm not green.
Oh, yes, you are. You pause for just 1 second in front of your enemy and it's all over.
You remember that fucking thing? When they came out of... You didn't shoot him when I told you to shoot.
I just couldn't pull the trigger right away. I never had any problems in training. But when I thought about my bullets tearing through those soldiers' bodies, I hesitated.
Shooting at targets and shooting at living, breathing people are different.
Ever since I was a little girl, I always dreamed about being a soldier. every day of my life. I've trained my mind and body for the one day when I could finally see some real action. And now...
So what now? You want to quit?
You gonna cry?
I can't quit. I can't allow myself to
Gotta
quit
put
now.
some dirt in your eye.
Listen, Meryl.
See ya, chump.
Everybody feels sick the first time you kill someone. Unfortunately, killing is one of those things that gets easier the more you do it. In a war, all of mankind's worst emotions, worst traits come out.
Also,
It's easy
this
to
song,
forget what a sin is in the middle of a battlefield.
it shows up so many times in MGS1. There's no way that this isn't gonna get claimed on YouTube. I'm not even.
Oh
gonna
yeah.
Adrenaline in your bloodstream is starting to thin out. Just take it easy.
This one doesn't even have any like licensed music like the later ones kind of do.
We'll talk about it later.
But
For
at the
now,
same
just
time,
think about keeping yourself alive.
the music in MGS is so like this game has been so
Let me
successful
try to say this another way. Stay the hell out of my way.
that there's no way that that music isn't gonna trip all over the place.
Oh yeah.
Just like my uncle said.
Huh. I told you. The real me is no match for the legend.
It looks like you were right. Okay, Snake. I'll be a good girl.
We'll link up after I grab the doctor. Then we'll take care of the detonation code override.
Gotcha. But listen, I know this area better than you. Call me if you have any questions.
Be careful, okay?
After I open up the cargo door, I'll contact you.
Hey Meryl.
Snake, don't be so impatient. Settle down. I need a little more time to get the cargo door open.
All right, I'm
I'll call
sorry.
you when I get the door open. Just wait a little, okay?
That's pretty good. That's one of my favorites. Just immediately call her back. We're good on rations. Okay. Let's go ahead and keep moving. The
That's
fucking
the elevator you just came out of, isn't it?
Yeah, but we wanted a second to call Meryl away from any guards. That's just back to the holding cells. There's nothing actually there. There is actually one thing there. If you go back to the ladder has been like boarded up and you can't use it.
Snake, I unlocked the cargo door for you.
Thanks. Where are you?
Where I can see ya.
Don't move around too much.
Don't worry, I'm disguised in this enemy uniform.
You won't be for long with the way you walk.
What does that mean?
Nothing.
Listen, Snake, the cargo door is like an airlock. It's equipped with infrared sensors. Be careful.
Oh,
if
shit.
the intruder is sensed, gas is released.
Gas?
Okay, so we'll meet at the nuclear warhead storage building.
Wait, you said you'd stay put and be a good girl.
Fucking
I
lied.
changed my mind.
Don't get careless. That's when things always turn sour.
Sorry, but this is the only way I can figure out whether or not I'm cut out to be a soldier. I gotta get my hands dirty.
These guys are professionals. You're gonna get yourself killed.
See you there.
Okay. This part sucks.
Yeah.
Because depth perception on the PS1 is hard. You'll see what I mean in a second here.
Be careful, Snake. That airlock is set with infrared sensors.
Yeah.
You probably can't see them with your naked eyes, but there are infrared beams coming out of that wall. Touch any one of them, and the doors will seal off, and the place will be flooded with poison gas. Somehow, you've got to get through without setting off those sensors.
Like with cigarettes. So here's the thing about this the section with the infrared beams.
Uh-huh.
There are a number of ways that you can do it. If you look really, really closely, you can kind of see them a little bit, like through the corner of your vision, when they pass by a little bit. Like, even if you don't have the cigarettes. If you do have the cigarettes, obviously you can trace the laser that way. And that's probably the best way to do it. There's also an item you can get that will help you do it. And it's just like a straight up mine detector. You can probably see on your side that this is really hard to actually tell where those lasers are.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Okay, we're good.
I did it. I need my card.
And of course you can do that. There's no reason to do that.
In any good game.
Any good game.
Oh, it's time.
You ready for a boss rush?
I am ready for this boss fight in particular.
This is probably the one that I'm worst at.
Be careful. There are claymore mines around there. Use a mine detector.
Don't have one.
Who are you?
Just call me Deep Throat.
Deep Throat? The informant from the Watergate scandal?
Sounds like a bunch of bullshit.
You're not using burst transmission. Are you nearby?
Listen, there's a tank in front of your position waiting to ambush you.
Who are you anyway?
One of your fans.
I'm one of your fans too, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe call me Ling, maybe.
We had like a whole bit where we had you in the bottom right corner. It was great.
It was.
Outside of this operation cut into my codec.
You're talking about that guy calling himself Deep Throat. We were monitoring from here.
What about it?
Well, if somebody knows
He's calling from... He appears to be calling from beyond the pale.
It's top secret information.
Can you tell me where he called from?
The underworld?
The signal is tweaked to locate its source, but I'm sure he's near you, somewhere on the base.
Yeah, that makes sense. We're making pretty good time.
Making pretty good time.
So yeah, this is pretty much the point at which the game turns into a fucking boss rush. There are also claymores all over this place. And if you crawl, you can just walk right over them without worrying about it and pick them up and keep them. So that's what we're gonna do. I believe there are 3 on the tank treads, and then like maybe 1 more that's not on the tank tread, and then there's another 2 on the sides. But it's very important to go slowly, because if you don't go slowly, you're just gonna hit them. You're just gonna hit them one after another, and we're full up on rations, so we don't need to grab that one. So you've heard about this boss, huh?
I have.
This boss can be a little rough sometimes.
Here it comes.
Here's the controller going nuts too. Well, how the fuck?
How do you beat that?
What a...
This is Raven's territory.
What am I supposed to do?
Snakes don't belong in Alaska. I will not let you pass. Send him a message.
Right back to the front of the arena.
That's right. You belong on the ground. You should crawl on the ground like the snake you are. Come, let's fight.
Okay. This one can be pretty tough, actually. So, first of all, we got our chaff grenades, which we are going to need them. Let's go ahead and toss one out right now. So if you get close to this guy, he will just go ahead and shoot you straight up with the tank. It takes about 2 shots for you to die. Otherwise, he'll just catch you with the gun. The gun takes longer, but you can't really get rid of it. Other than that, the whole fight is pretty much tossing these grenades in. If you hit him 3 times, you knock him out, just like that. If you get him if you get it like right in where that little porthole is, and you can get him in 1. And I have trouble with this one just because following the tank tread is a little tough for a number of reasons. Like I said, depth perception on PS1 can be a little rough sometimes. And it's really easy to overshoot where those grenades go. Alright, slow down. Fuck. I think we got him, though. Did we? No, we didn't. Ooh, that looked close. Not close enough. There we go.
There you go.
Big rumble.
Good job.
Thank you. It's still going. It's still
going.
Yeah.
I can see it on the screen.
Brrr.
Ooh, keycard.
Well, boss, I hope you are happy. You got the card.
We'll play with him a little longer.
You would be wise not to underestimate him.
What did you think of him?
He is just as you said. In battle, he is as if possessed by a demon. Much like you, I would expect no less.
See? I told you so. But I will kill him.
So, General Ivan, I hear he took your hand as well as your dignity.
Watch your tongue, shaman.
In the language of the Sioux people, Sioux means snake. It is known as an animal to be feared.
Well, Snake is mine now. When I meet him next, I'll take special care of him. Not yet. Don't kill him yet.
He and I will meet again in battle.
Same prediction as always?
Yes, the raven on my head. It thirsts for his blood.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Vulcan Raven is such a weirdo. I love it. He's such a fucking weirdo. Smoke break.
You get a little more health.
And yeah, you pop up every time that you beat a boss, which is good for us. And you can carry another ration. Our total is increased to 3. Now we're on our way to find that dude Meryl was talking about before. Snake, this is the worst room in the game.
Be careful. You absolutely must not use weapons in that area.
I've already programmed the nanomachine so that he won't be able to, Colonel.
What? What are you talking about?
Have you forgotten? That's where they keep the nuclear warheads. Can't you see them?
Yeah, there's lots of boxes.
Fucking everywhere.
Are they all
Lining the bot, like fucking everywhere.
Warheads.
They just leave them here? It's like President Baker said. Totally careless.
They're working on a limited budget. They try to put on a pretty face for the media, but this is the grim reality of it. Nastasha knows lots more about it than I do.
All of the warheads in those boxes have had their detonation mechanisms removed, so there's no fear of them exploding.
Unless
But
you
if the
shoot
warheads
them
are
like an
broken,
idiot.
It might leak plutonium, and that would be a serious problem.
Snake, never use your weapon on that floor.